In our nation and in many nations around the world, there is an all-time low in the birth rate. In fact, in many nations, including our own, the birth rate is below replacement level. People are not having children, and they are not getting married, or they are waiting to get married. And I can't help but notice that there are many factors that play into these realities that we're living in our world. And one of the things I've noticed is that when I am in public, there will be kids who are undisciplined, chaotic, and downright rude. There are husbands and wives who do not respect each other, do not speak kindly to each other. And it is no wonder that the birth rate is tanking when our families, who are supposed to be the ones portraying the reality of God's blessing, are painting quite the opposite. Yes, in fact, there are many people who are not Christians, or who are Christians, who look at families and think to themselves, not blessing, but cursing. And so I want to offer some encouragement in this way, because we should be the ones leading the way in this. We should be the ones portraying God's blessing in marriage and parenting and being in relationship with our siblings. And so I'm going to offer up encouragement in 3 different familial relationships this morning. The first being from the parent to the child. From the parent to the child. Proverbs 17:6 says, "Grandchildren are the crown of the aged, and the glory of children is their fathers." I thought this was from parent to children. Ace, why are you talking about grandparents? Because you need to know that the Bible puts before you as parents a reward. The Bible talks about there being a reward for you, parents. But it's not a reward that you can receive apart from work. It's not a reward you will receive apart from faithfulness and failure and labor and depending upon the Lord every step of the way. Children are a tremendous blessing, but they can also turn into curses. That's the part of the living in the fallen world that we are in, is that while children are a blessing, we can parent them into becoming curses, and people will see it on display. If left undisciplined, if children do not submit to the will of God, they will not be blessings as they grow older. You will not be left with a crown. You will be left with grief. Many of us are in the thick of it, parenting multiple very young children. And remember that it starts with you. Yes, you must expect obedience. Yes, you must expect respect and love and all of these things out of your kids, but it starts with you primarily, Dad, and it starts with you, Mom. You must strive to obey the Lord and walk in the fruit of the Spirit daily and display these things before your kids. You must commit to pray for them, to teach them, to correct them, and to discipline them consistently. And do all of this with faith in the promises of God, that as you seek the Lord in obedience to his commands, that he will bless it. It starts with you. Do the work, trust the Lord that he will bless it. Keep going. Next, we see the relationship from children to parents. From children to parents. So kids, listen up. Proverbs 1:8-9 says, "Hear, my son, your father's instruction. Forsake not your mother's teaching, for they are a graceful garland for your head and pendants for your neck." God gives abundant promises to those who honor their parents. And he gives strong threats of punishment and disaster to those who do not listen to their parents. Kids, if you want to grow up to become godly, respectable, kind, strong, loving men and women, you must learn to respect your parents. Obeying and respecting your parents joyfully when they are around and when they are not around will make those in your community think highly of you. And in fact, this is one of the things that people will think, this will affect their thinking of you the most in a good way. If they look at you and see how you respect your parents when they are around and when they are not around, their opinion of you will be shaped greatly. consider this. And as you learn to truly love your parents, their character, and as you grow in confidence in your parents' word, you see, parents, how it's important that it starts with you, that you're making sure your words are submitted to the authority of God. It flows down from there. But kids, as you learn to respect your parents, to love their character, to love their word, and you submit to their authority, it will lay the foundation for you to be ready to do this with God. That's the point, is you're learning how to love and respect and honor the character of God and submit to the authority of God and his word. One of the things I want to challenge you in the most, kids, is for you to grow in gratitude, for you to grow in thankfulness. Be thankful when your parents tell you no. There are many kids who grow up who have no self-control and no wisdom because their parents rarely told them no, because their parents let them have their own way, and their will was not placed beneath the authority of something greater than themselves. And so it is actually a wonderful, loving, kind thing for your parents to tell you no. Because if you can learn to do this, if you can learn to be thankful when your parents tell you no, you will learn how to say no to yourself when you are older. And that is a very important attribute to have as an adult, is to say no to your own fleshly desires, to say no to something that might not be the best thing at the time. And so you need to grow in this way. And so right now, God is giving you practice by having faithful parents guide you in this way. Be thankful. And then finally, we see the relationship of sibling to sibling. Sibling to sibling. And this can be the nastiest one of all, or it can be the most beautiful one of all. Psalm 133:1 says, "Behold, how good and pleasant it is when brothers dwell in unity." Do you, kids, I'm talking to you still. Do you want to be a kind, generous, compassionate person? I would venture to say that you would say, yes, Pastor Ace, I do want to be that. Then I ask you, is that how you are at home? Is that how you are when you relate to your sisters and your brothers? Are you kind? Are you generous? Are you compassionate? Or are you easily annoyed? Are you harsh? Do you insist upon your own way? You see, God is giving you a training ground. God has given you a glorious training ground with your siblings to learn how to live in a fallen world, to learn how to respond to other people's sin, to learn how to respond to your own sin. And this will enable you to become a godly, respectable adult. Be thankful for this. Just like with your parents, view your relationships with your siblings as opportunities given to you by a loving Father who will grow your character in time. In the small things, do not seek to belittle your siblings by tattletaling, telling on your parents, and trying to look better before others. But rather, in the small things especially, seek to be an example to your siblings by offering up encouragement, by offering up your own obedience to show them the path forward. Harvey Newcomb says, and we'll close with this, "There is no sight more unlovely than a quarrelsome family. No place on earth more undesirable than a family full of brothers and sisters who are perpetually contending with one another. But I know of no place this side of heaven so sweet and attractive as the home of a family of brothers and sisters, always smiling and happy, full of kindness and love, delighting in each other's happiness, and striving how much each can oblige the other." Families of Pillar Reformed Church, let us walk in this. Let us portray before the world around us the true blessing of marriage and parenting and siblings. And in this way, we will put forth a solid and beautiful picture for the world that will make marriage and family desirable, that God's blessings will actually look like blessings. They will actually look like joy. So as we continue to prepare our hearts for confession, let's stand together and sing hymn 61.